Hi and welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited that you joined me here again for another amazing video. How have you been? I hope you have been amazing. I've been having a great week and I am looking forward to this great weekend. I'm going to share a story that I have not told before and I don't think I've blogged about it. So you get to be the first people to hear this story apart from the people in my in my inner circle, of course. If you're new to my channel and you do not know, I am a global citizen. I was born in Germany, grew up in Nigeria, spent 14 years in Germany, and then moved to the US 4 years ago. So I have been very fortunate to live a global life, and I have been very fortunate to learn many lessons. In today's video, I'm going to talk about a not so happy phase that I went through in Germany and talk about the good things that came out of that phase in my life. The title of this video actually gives it away a little. I'm talking about a time when I almost left Germany. I spent about 14 years in total in Germany and I had many good, bad, and very bad experiences. Honestly, I will not trade any of my experiences because I think they were very crucial to my journey and they were very crucial to make me the person that I am today. So I'm sharing this from a happy place. I'm happy that I went through this and I'm happy that I'm out and I no longer have to go through this. Just to give you a feel for my experience in Germany. As I said, I spent a total of about 14 years in Germany. It took me about 7 years to get comfortable living in Germany for different reasons. Initially, when I had moved to Germany, I was sure that I was going to move back to Nigeria within 5 years. So you can imagine how disappointed I was when I noticed that things were not going as planned, and I noticed that my time in Germany was definitely going to be longer. This is now 2006 and I had been in Germany for about 5 years. And in this time, I wasn't anywhere close to where I had hoped to be within 5 years of being in Germany. My 5-year plan had me already graduating from university after 5 years and being ready to go back to Nigeria and work in Nigeria. But at this time, I was still struggling to find a course that I wanted to study and things were just not working out. And I applied to change universities and actually moved to a different city. This was a huge change for me because all my social networks that I had built were in a city called Saarbrücken, and although Trier is just like an hour away from Saarbrücken, it felt like I was moving far away. Not only was I starting afresh, but I was also disappointed about where I found myself in my journey, and I was hoping that I would have been a lot more further in my journey than I actually was. At this time in my life, I was very emotional, and looking back, it explains why I decided that I was no longer going to do this and I was going to leave Germany. And 2 months into this experience, I just thought that I had struggled enough. I had been through enough in Germany. I had tried to make it work and I had given my all. And I felt like it was time for me to make an even bigger change and move back to Nigeria. I felt like moving to a new city and starting a new course was not enough. I needed to make a bigger change. You might ask me, why Nigeria? I felt like if I went back to Nigeria, it will give me a new start again, and it will also be more familiar. Remember, I had lived in Nigeria for 14 years and before I moved to Germany. I felt like Germany will never be home and that I will feel more comfortable in Nigeria. So what did I do? I'm someone that's very decisive. If I make a decision, I go through with it. I decided I was moving. I started looking for tickets. I got rid of all my things. I gave away my shoes. I gave away everything in my household. I was going to go back to Nigeria with 2 suitcases and just be done with Germany. To make it even more final, I decided to move out of the rental apartment that I was staying in, and I was staying with a friend while I got my ticket and organized the last things that I wanted to do in Germany before I made the move to Nigeria. Talking about it, I feel like it was yesterday. I have so many thoughts and I can remember where exactly I was because this was a very pivotal moment in my life, and this was a time when a lot of things changed for me. And this time, I did not have an apartment. I was squatting with a friend. I'd given away everything. I'd packed my 2 bags. I knew what I was doing and I was looking for a ticket. I started socializing the idea that I wanted to move with my inner circle. I told my friends, I told my sister, I told my mom, who wasn't very pleased Before I moved to Trier in 2006, I had spent a summer with family friends who are really like family, with Auntie T in London over summer. And when I went back, we stayed in contact and all. And then, so I called her up one day and I told her, okay, yeah, I made a decision. I'm moving back to Nigeria. And she was like, moving back to Nigeria? Why? What happened? And I told her, yeah, I've tried everything in Germany. It's not working out. Finances are tough. I have to work full time. School is not moving as I thought it would be. And I moved to a new city and everything is just not working out. And first of all, she thought I was still thinking about it, and I told, and she was joking, and she was like, "Oh yeah, don't move to Nigeria. You can still do it and everything." And we had a series of conversations, and she'll ask me, "Are you sure you want to do this?" And then once she asked me, "What would you do when you move back to Nigeria?" And I told her, "Yeah, I'll go back to university in Nigeria. I had already done my entrance exams to study in Nigeria. It'll be fine. I'll adapt. It's my home. Everything will be quick." And then she told me, "Marie-Christin, you've been away from Nigeria for almost 6 years now. A lot has changed." For me, this was the first time that I ever thought, maybe the Nigeria that I had in my head had changed and it was no longer the place that I thought it would be, and maybe I should reconsider. And then she asked me, what would it take for you to stay in Germany? Until this time, I'd spent so much time thinking about leaving Germany that I did not even consider what would help me stay in Germany. And I think this is something that we do very often. It's hard. When we get into a difficult situation, we think of options. So it's like, okay, I'm running away and that's all I'm doing, but we do not evaluate other options. And for me, this was exactly the case. I had not even for one moment stopped to think about what it will take for me to remain in Germany. And I realized that the biggest challenge that I was facing was finances. And it wasn't that I was not working enough, but it just felt like every month I was just a few euros short. And I did not want to struggle anymore. I did not want to worry about money. I wanted to be able to focus on my studies and still pay my way through school. I told her my finances and she's like, "You work?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "How much do you make?" I told her. She's like, "Okay, how much do you need to live?" And I told her. And thinking back now, I'm amazed that 100 euros a month was what almost made me move back to Nigeria. It's scary. Then she called me back and asked me, what if I give you 100 euros for 3 months to supplement and to add to what you already have? Would that help you? First of all, I was surprised that she was willing to invest in me. Not only asked me to reconsider, but she was willing to help me get back on my feet and feel comfortable. "I'll send you this money. Don't worry about it. Send me your account or let's figure a way to send the money." But remember, finances were not only my issue. I had given up my apartment. I'd sold everything that I did not want to take back to Nigeria. So this was me starting again from scratch, which was which I had just done a few months before because I moved to a new city. But this time, I was willing to make it work because I knew that someone believed in me. And I was willing to start again and try this out. And I told myself, Nigeria will always be there. I can always go back to Nigeria. I never did, if you're wondering. First thing I did was I then started looking for a new apartment. I was able to find a hostel which was close to the university that I was studying at, which was not too expensive, and I was able to move there. Now that I knew that I was staying in Germany, I was ready to reinvest and build relationships in my... This story is very personal to me, and it reminds me of a time in my life where I almost gave up, but where somebody believing in me encouraged me to do more and encouraged me to try it out for them. When I thought about telling this story, I wanted to make sure that I was also sharing some of the learnings and some things that helped me out, because somebody might be in a similar situation. You might be in a situation where you're thinking of giving up on something. It might be the right idea for you to give up, but if you're in my shoes where it's not time for you to give up yet, here are some of the things that I learned through this experience. The first thing is talk about it. I had sat on this thought for almost a year, thinking about the fact that I wanted to go home, but I did not tell so many people. Number 2, consider options. A huge learning for me is that when things are going wrong, make sure you evaluate different options. The third lesson that I learned is to accept help. Especially being as independent as I am, sometimes it's very difficult for me to accept help when people offer me help. I look forward to sharing more of my story because I hope that it encourages somebody out there. Thank you so much for watching this very emotional video. If you want to see more of these videos, definitely leave me a comment below. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.